Hey, it's Tom, and in this video we're going to do a quick run through on making that. Alright, we're back in the shop and finally finishing this umbrella stand, which is a Christmas present that a buddy of mine is giving his wife. So hopefully she's not watching. But anyways, first time, anytime we get something off the plasma cam, we've got to clean up what little dross is there. I start with a wire cup wheel, and then I hit it with a flap disc. That tends to do a pretty good job of things. I started using some of the Norton brand, the Blaze flap discs. I also got some stuff from 3M recently. They gave me some samples. They just happened to be at my steel supply shop the other day when I went to pick up some material, and they gave me some samples. And I tell you what, this stuff is still holding up. That one disc is still running strong. So I got everything prepped. Time to get it welded up, and I start noticing I'm having problems with my welding helmet. I love this helmet. The helmet is great, but anyways, I get the filler metal cleaned up, ready to go. I always use a Scotch-Brite pad on it, and then I notice, hey, I did it's a letter V, and there's a front and a back, and I did two of them backwards, right? So get in there, get them sanded. I didn't show that part, but here we go. Let's look at that helmet again. I go to start tacking things, and wow, I'm getting flashed real bad. It's just not doing a good job. So I start trying to muck with settings. The battery light wasn't on at that point, but it was still, it was acting like the batteries were dead. Well, guess what? The batteries were truly dead, and I managed to blind the heck out of myself. Never fear. Went to my old trusty backup helmet. It was doing fine, and that got me back on track. So what I did was I tacked the two sides together, get them at a 90-degree angle, and then found which one was a little straighter and started with that to put the two sides together, and I worked from that as a reference angle. So just a few tacks, get it in place, and then from there what I used is a technique called backstitch welding. You guys have probably seen it before. There's plenty of tutorials on there, but basically I made sure that the bottom was good and secure, and then I just backstitched it, right? So what that means is basically, weld a little bit, move backwards, weld to where you started the last weld, vice versa. You just keep going and going and going. I also experimented a little bit with using a filter on the camera, and I tell you what, it's really hard to get arc shots. I tried this, just on a whim, but you can kind of see the stitch welding there. Took a little while, but got it all welded out. At that point, I needed to fold the tabs on the base and get that welded up. I use a block of aluminum to help me keep everything nice and straight. But of course, there's spring back, right? So what do I do for the spring back? Well, I actually take it to the corner of the table where I can over bend it a little bit, right? And you can see I just work my way around and tighten up those gaps so that I've got a nice solid area there. From there, I'd already welded out the base. I didn't record welding the base, and this is an artistic piece, right? So the welds need to be solid, but they don't really matter, right? Because they're getting ground off. You don't even want to know they're there. As long as you don't have porosity in there, they're not going to be there. I could have used the MIG, to be honest with you, but I wanted to practice on the TIG. I need more practice on that. I do MIG all the time, so I did all of this via the TIG. Clean up the bottom, clean up the top, make sure everything's nice and smooth, that there's no sharp edges on it. Make sure that everything is visually appealing. You guys can kind of see my little drill trick for getting the tungsten sharpened. And at this point, I just tacked opposite corners of the top to the bottom. And I noticed that it was pulling a little bit, so I used a clamp to hold it in place as I got the other, got the third one in place, and that held it at that point. So now I just repeat the process. Do those same kind of stitch welding, that back stitch to get the base to the top. I did make one mistake in this. As I was working on it a little bit, as I was going around, I started getting cocky, right? It's like, hey, I don't need to make these stitches quite so short. And so I decided I'm going to see if I can do this all in one run. And you know what? As soon as the pressure came off that tack, it popped, right? And so I had to re-tack it. And it's like, nope, well, I can do half at a time at least. So, yeah, knew better. But, you know, either way. So I got that done. And the last part about it is, some beautiful tack or beautiful welding in there, but it's going to get blended in and we never see it. So at this point, it's just smoothing everything out. And I've decided that in this case, I'm actually going to send this one out for powder coat rather than do it myself. I just want to have it make sure that it's a nice finish. This one's a little on the large size for my oven, but also because it's a present, I want to make sure that everything looks good. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it.